right, it looks like we are live. Making sure the audio is okay. A little bit of a kind of long hallway sound, but let's see. So audio is good in the chat room. Just yes or no confirmation. And then audio is good on YouTube. Sounds good to me. So let's go ahead and get into it. My name is Jared. This is Engineering the Markets. It is July 13th, 2021. Let's get right into it. So yesterday, for those who were unable to join us, we had a couple of technical issues. Just wanted to quickly cover some of the discussions yesterday and utilize some of that information for what we're going to discuss today. So our main topic of interest yesterday was the idea that the market critical moments, a lot of the inflections in, let's say, the NASDAQ, technology, certain inflationary sectors, a lot of those can be mapped out and somewhat correlated to key levels inside of something like the 10-year interest rate. You can use pretty much any interest rate index, whether it be a 30-year, a 20-year. I'm choosing the 10 because I find it's one that a lot of market participants watch, and also the movement inside of it tends to be a little bit more volatile, at least in the short term. So we talked about the idea that during the rise of the 10-year interest rate early this year, we hit this sort of key level about 1.3 on the charts. And from a technical sense, this was an inflection point that occurred back during the COVID lows. We had our low point of interest rates hit during the crash, and then we had a very interesting reaction and a lot of volatility in bonds and the interest rate itself. So after the market had cleared this area for the first time since the COVID crash, we saw a lot of strength in inflationary-based sectors. You want to think things like reopening stocks, value stocks, anything that has high correlation to interest rates like financials, energy, to some degree industrials, and even materials. Lots of those sectors and areas of the market rallied quite strongly, both from their lows, but also just in a general sense, did not have a lot of selling pressure throughout the trend. Markets tended to move in that sort of upward direction, but at some point during that rise, we also saw fear come into the technology sector around the 1.5 area. And this is when the discussion of interest rates putting a lot of headwind in tech based on this new paradigm that we might have been seeing. So if you look at the timestamp, this is about 225 of this year. And if you look at QQQ or the tech sector, there's a lot of volatility and even some previous topping action around 216, which does map out quite well to the breakout of the 1.3 area. So we saw this sort of inflection of what was actually strong and leading the market versus some things that had been the leader starting to see some pressure. Obviously, that fear continued for a period of time until we saw, at the very least, a short-term top in interest rates, leading to their eventual rollover and sort of self-correction. Now, we talked about this mostly from the interest of how clear-cut these levels were and how important they seem to be when it comes to sort of changing sentiment and changing, in the case of a trending sector, the overall approach that we want to be looking at. So as technology has been gaining some traction recently and seeing a lot of strength, we've seen the interest rate also start to fall off, coming back to that key inflection, which I've gone ahead and marked as a swing low at this time. You can think of this as sort of a quote unquote trading range, and the TNX, along with something tradable like the TLT, has those sort of generic trading ranges marked off, where we do have a possible swing high based on the interest rates sort of bottoming in the short term. And we also saw that the TLT did bottom around the time frame of early March. So all of this said, we have been looking at a marketplace that has a lot of strength, most of which is coming from our big tech names. We've seen Amazon break to new all-time highs. We've had Apple recently test and currently breaching all-time highs, and an overall return to technology as sort of the leader of this market. Specifically, I would say that a lot of our growth names as well have seen sort of a resurgence, and that has been typically inflecting around the 1.5% interest rate on the 10-year. A lot of our EV, solar, whether it be biotech, whatever growth sector you're looking at, you're seeing a bit of a bounce, a little bit of I would say a monthly higher low forming on these strong sectors that have been selling off since early this year. Now, as we have seen this inflection occur, the thought was, should we be looking back at our inflationary names, assuming that 1.3 is a bottom inside of specifically the 10-year? And with this bottoming, is money going to simply return in the same way that it did back in February, when there was a lot of momentum in the 10-year interest rate and a sharp decline inside of bond prices? Or are we going to see more of this sort of golden pocket of the market, where we may be trading around 1.3 to 1.5? We'll see tech basically continue to lead as interest rates are still relatively low comparatively, especially from a much longer term perspective. But with the lowered interest rates bottoming, could we also see some short-term recovery inside of the inflationary names? And that was sort of the idea moving into this week. Now, first and foremost, we have financials, which did have a pretty decent day yesterday. We are seeing some volume return after the large drop-off based on the FOMC and jobs report numbers from a few weeks prior. We are seeing that recovery bounce, the retest, a lot of technical structure here. And we called out a similar idea in a lot of inflationary sector ETFs. Materials having that same sharp sell-off, that retest, and so far, another bounce off of this key support area. XLI, very structurally similar, not necessarily setting up in the same way, but sharp sell-off, actually making a higher low, not having to retest, and even at a key resistance point to break back to new all-time highs. And then things like energy maybe lagging slightly, but overall some structure near the lows. So the idea was, with this resurgence of some inflationary strength, sectors that had been leading before technology took basically took the baton and kept the market going, is the baton about to be passed again? Now, these things often do not just occur on a dime. They often take a little bit of time to sort of shift, and usually that's to avoid a lot of very emotional reaction in the market. So one thing we have not seen yet is, while inflationary sectors are recovering off of those sharp sell-offs, tech is still in the leadership position. We are still seeing it improving, leading, and so far has not necessarily pulled back. But it also has not performed in the past session. We saw a very muted XLK, XL, Why discretionaries, maybe a little bit of strength from Tesla specifically, but overall, hitting all-time highs, that one actually did outperform slightly. And we also have healthcare, which has been once again bucking the trend slightly and leading this rally in the SPY, helping out with along with the inflationary recoveries that we've seen. So all of this put together, we're looking at coming into this week and looking at financials as one of the most sensitive sectors to interest rates. But we are getting earnings. So now things are going to become a little bit more complicated or complex to review, as we do have the likes of JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and throughout the week, Bank of America, Citi, Wells Fargo, Bank of New York Mellon, Morgan Stanley, and then US Bank Corp. Lots of key financial names, specifically in the S&P 100, holding a lot of market cap weight to the financial sector. We're also seeing a little bit of exposure from things like Pepsi, BlackRock, and United Healthcare, the largest stock inside of the XLV, which is our healthcare sector. And that's going to be one from a sector perspective to watch. It's the first actual exposure to healthcare that may have an effect. Now, that basically covers what we discussed yesterday. So I'm glad that only took a short 15 minutes, but we are headed into earnings week, and we have a very important set of economic data coming out this morning, the CPI report. Now, for those who are unfamiliar, we'll take this off. We'll look here. Look at our CPI definition here is very simple: consumer price index, change in the average price level of fixed basket of goods and services purchased by consumers, by you and I. Now, specifically, we want to be looking at things like the month-over-month changes. I think the marketplace will also react much more strongly to significant changes, whether they be colder or hotter percentage changes, as opposed to year over year. Keeping in mind that last year in June and July, the US market and the US economy was in relative lockdown due to COVID. So these numbers coming out are, once again, just like last month, we are going to see whether inflation or aspects of inflation are starting to continue to take effect in consumer pricing, along with additional information that we get to supplement it. Things like job reports numbers and some discussion from Federal Chair Jerome Powell. That should be occurring tomorrow at 11, I believe. Yes, this is a testament. Yes. So we should be getting more of that information amidst an earnings week. This will ultimately have some short-term effect on interest rates, on bond prices, which have had a very strong rally off of the lows. And with this mindset of, if interest rates have bottomed, specifically in the 10-year as just our number to reference, are we going to see 1.3 hold and also a breakthrough once again of about 1.5? If that takes place, does tech start to unwind some of its profits? Are we going to see that eventual pullback that the market has ultimately been looking for and to some degree might need in order to really healthily continue its climb? If not, and we find this sort of golden pocket of interest rates low enough for tech to thrive, or growth to thrive, along with high enough for inflationary names to start to recover and rebound off of the sharp correction that occurred, this golden pocket can have the market continuing basically until something significant changes. We are in very much a technically driven market in a lot of ways. And can this area of interest for things like the bond yields lead us to a period of time of basically, that Goldilocks zone of everything being just right for things to really continue very strongly? Um, Obviously, we'll get some more of that information today. Earnings are going to not only affect those key stocks, but as always, watch the overall sector, see if a lot of other names start to take some of that sentiment and adjust their pricing based on it. That's going to be an opportunity intraday. Um, I'm also keeping a watch on a lot of our China-based stocks. We've seen a lot of not only volatility, but continued selling pressure in some of our main stocks in the China exposure areas. Things like BABA, things like JD, which JD having some potential bottoming action amidst a couple of ranges that have formed. You want to think maybe some more riskier names like PDD and Baidu. These stocks have not only underperformed, but have given back almost 50% of their gains from earlier in the year. So once again, seeing the market start to evolve and change, just like we saw with growth, can we see these beaten down names start to catch a little bit of a bid and potentially be an area of interest moving into a new market cycle that we're somewhat anticipating with how healthcare is performing. So far, markets have not shown any sign of weakness. We're seeing all these sectors outperform and either hold or continue to have momentum. Now looking for those opportunities in things that maybe have not had a bid yet and may see a bit of money flow recover. One of the reasons I'm looking at this specifically today is because we do have a decent gap up inside of BABA. BABA has hit finally the $200 level, and so far seen some both significant volume, but also basically a lack of follow through. I think overall the move higher, the sharp sell off, basically losing that entire rally, and then the recovery from 200, more short term in nature to catch the bounce, but also looking to some other China stocks to see if they have a sentiment bounce as well. So BABA will be on our main gap up list this morning. I'm looking to see if some of those other stocks, maybe intraday, have some key bounces in play. A couple of other items. We have not looked at IWM in a while. We've been talking mostly tech, S&P, inflationary. IWM continues to be in that larger trading range. Going back to the discussion we've had about a month ago, we are still within, obviously, the midpoint of that trading range. And the market, once again, has shown the respect of the volume point of control inside of the overall trading range, seeing a lot of pullbacks to it and ultimately checking back in at about 220 to 221. This market so far has been sort of a range trader's dream, buying the lows, selling the highs, and targeting at the conservative level the midpoint of this range. So as traders, seeing this continued pattern and not necessarily seeing the same strength on all-time high breakouts along with the choppy sort of moving average and daily perspective, I definitely would want to continue evaluating this as a trading range and as an opportunity if we get those extremes inside of this market. Obviously, with the understanding that if we ever lose this trading range low, it will be very significant and typically going to be a sharp sell-off. If we ever break higher, same idea, the momentum should carry through any short positions that would be inside of this market, in the same way that losing the lows would take out stop losses. So short and sweet, not too much on the docket today. It is Tuesday. We had a pretty action-packed day yesterday with SPCE. Not only successful launch during the weekend, but also doing a share offering, I believe. And that news coming out right before market open. Excuse me. Right before market open, we are seeing, the effect of that and how significant the market takes that into its price. Very steep sell-off yesterday in SPCE. A couple of decent bounces near the gap fill lows, which were things in our chat room that we were watching, along with a nice little bounce in the afternoon session around $40. But overall, opening quite weak this morning, and actually looking to recover 40, but so far we're still trading inside of a downtrend. We also have stocks, let me move that back, like Tesla, which I know was brought up by Thor yesterday morning. The idea of this, lagging indicator, the idea of the death cross on the daily chart. Yes, oftentimes that can be a respected lagging indicator. You see continued selling, but one of the things I want to obviously enforce, and obviously as traders, we need to be independent thinkers, not necessarily follow the crowd each and every time we see the same signal. But I would like to argue that that death cross is occurring not only below the current price, but during the death cross itself, we see Tesla having a very strong rebound off of the daily. And so far, volume has been rising. So obviously, whether you take those signals as long-term signals, that can be something to worry about. But short-term, not necessarily thinking down based on a long-term lagging indicator. Tesla really caught a nice bid yesterday, and so far has some continuation strength into that 700 level. It looks like there is sort of a resurgence back to test that previous range high, which we did reject from pretty much to the penny. I believe this is an exact test of 700. So we may as well mark it. So all in all, just some very interesting movements in some names that have good liquidity and good volume. We already talked about how Apple has breached all-time highs. We're looking for that to potentially hold, potentially also pull back before it can move higher. And this is where maybe looking at something like an exponential on a very short-term period, like a 12 or a 9, we may be getting more aggressive pullbacks, and those pullbacks are going to be bought closer to moving averages that are of exponential weighting, as opposed to our standard 20 periods, which are more for sentiment and trend continuation. So lots of market strength. We are getting some more earnings news coming into this week. And then next week, things are going to really start to kick off with, I believe our first tech name comes out next week. Usually it's Netflix. I'll have to double check that, but opportunities abound. Market continues to be highly volatile, even though all of our volatility indexes say otherwise. And just keep in mind that this marketplace likes to go through different phases. One thing that has been a key phase indicator has been interest rates and certain levels in interest rates being hit, along with how they are hit, whether it's been quick adjustments of interest rates or slow sort of fall offs. We'll kind of see what the reaction is now that interest rates, quote unquote, have bottomed in the short term. So keeping all that in mind, I think that's all I got for y'all today. We'll go ahead and call it a little bit early, even though we had a slightly late start. CPI is about to come out, so let's see what the market does. Shifting over to Carlos and Norm with pre-market prep. Obviously, keep watch on the SPY. I'd also be looking at things that are more sensitive to those reactions, like the Dow, which we talked about yesterday, closing at the strongest close ever yesterday, even though we've had higher prints. We had the strongest Dow close yesterday, and that has actually continued. So lots of things to look forward to. Still lots of momentum to carry this market higher. So far, have not seen the weakness adjust just yet, but maybe things will change today. So take it easy, trade safe. We'll talk more tomorrow. Stay tuned for pre-market prep.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today?
Morning, buddy. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing
How's your
real
little
good.
boy?
He's good, man. Like nothing ever happened. It's funny. And thanks for
Thank
checking
God.
with me, Norm. Norm texted me yesterday. He's asking, "How's the little guy?" And it's like he's dying in the morning, and then
Yeah,
in the afternoon, after a couple of meds, he's absolutely fine, like nothing ever happened. So
crazy.
it's just amazing how that works. But thank you, everyone, for the great messages yesterday. I appreciate you guys very much. It's a great
He's
thing about having a community, man.
he's just shy of his second birthday, right?
Yes, yes, second birthday coming
Yeah.
up in October, and yeah, so just shy
That
of it,
high
and
the high fever when they're that young is terrifying. So
it,
glad he's okay and glad he's running around.
thank you very
All's
much,
good.
man. It definitely is. Right, guys, let's get. So I'm a little bit slow, just trying to get everything going here. There was a couple of things that got changed around, so I'm just trying to make sure all is in order, and we will get going pretty quickly over here. Okay. Well, I don't have a watch list for yesterday. This
No,
watch list that I have
that's
here,
all right. Let's blow
yeah.
that off anyway. More importantly, let's hop right over to the
Mm-hmm.
news.
Yes, yes.
So we just had consumer price index and core CPI come out, inflation numbers. It's been big talk of the Fed, all this pumping money by the government, whether through legislation and the trillions of dollars of stimulus they've passed over the last year, plus what the Fed's doing with low interest rates and QE and such, is going to cause inflation, and whether it's going to be transitory. That's the word they like to use, meaning fleeting, not lasting long. It's just going to be, yes, we expect a spike in inflation, but it'll be temporary. And those numbers just came out for June consumer price index, which essentially is measuring what we, the end consumer, is paying for a basket of goods and services. And then the core CPI strips out some stuff to the most basic of things. Those came in much, much hotter than expected. The market just tanked when that thing came out. The VIX spiked. We'll see how it goes. It should be interesting. Our gappers list kind of sucks this morning. I got to tell you, I've looked through these. We're going to pull up some of the weirdest charts you ever saw. So I guess let's get at it, and we'll see how this shapes. Trading today, I might be looking for a proxy on the SPY or something like an Apple or an AMD. Who knows? We'll see. We also, it is earnings season, started today. We had some banks, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and the like. So anyway, let's see how it goes.
Yep, absolutely, guys. All right, let's get right to it. Before we get started, Daniel, thank you very much for the super chat, man. Always appreciate your continuous support to the channel here on YouTube. So appreciate that. Good morning to you. You are amazing for that. Thank you very much. All right, guys, let's get to it here. Let's start with, first of all, removing this list. And if I remember correctly, we can do this now by holding Shift, right? So click on here, hold Shift. Highlight everything. We're going to hit Control X thanks to our buddy Jay Fields in our chat room, and that deletes all our tickers and keeps our column. Nice. How great is that?
And I'll just say one more thing over on YouTube. If you, just a reminder, hit that like button. It really does help us. Sincerely appreciate it. Thank you.
It does help us a ton, guys. So
thank you subscribe, so much for that. Notification bell, all those things.
All that good stuff. With that said, let's go over to our gappers list. Nothing but low float leading the gapping up list this morning, right? The first 7 or so, it's just all low float. Here's OSAT right now. They are up 70%, 12 million shares traded. Their pre-market action on the 5 minute looks pretty decent. Let's move this thing around a little bit. Let's get our 5 minute at the top here. And here we go. And then we'll get our daily at the bottom. Let's see what the daily looks like. Oh my God, this is bad. This is just all over the place. So this is horrible. But you know what? Their pre-market action is decent. So I'm gonna give them a little break here. We'll put it on here. Hopefully, it doesn't get worse than this. We'll put OSAT right on there.
That's what I was talking about. The worst charts ever. Look at that daily.
Yeah, daily is insane. I mean, this year I don't know what's going on, and yeah. Somehow they're managing to do an amazing pre-market activity. We'll see. Let's see where this goes.
They do have news. I didn't quite dig into it because I hate the chart so much. I'm not going to touch this thing. 3 million share float in Trade Ideas, 800,000 share float in FinViz. So either way, won't be messing with this one based on the chart, and the other. Could be a low float specialist dream or something, but I won't be messing with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jason W is asking, what is a super chat donation to BBT? Yes, so that's what it is. When you do a super chat in YouTube, you're basically donating an amount. Daniel has done quite a bit of that. He's donated 5 Canadian, I think Canadian, right?
Loonies.
What do they call it? Limonies?
Loonies.
Like
Looney Tunes.
Okay, so excellent. So guys, what that does is it allows us to buy equipment, do whatever we have to do to support the channel and just bring better service to you. That's what it does. So we appreciate that very, very, very much. So thank you for that. All right, here it is. Next, we have CRTD. CRTD at the moment, they are, this doesn't look any good, guys. They're gapping up 51%, 6.6 million shares traded right now. But their pre-market action is not great, so I'm not going to bother with this one. I like OSAT's pre-market action a little bit better if we're going to go this route. This is a 6.7 shares flow here. So again, 6.7 million. I don't really like that one. All right, let's take a look at BLIN this morning. They are up 23%. Now this one, we've seen quite a bit in the past. Might be worth watching. They're getting some good volume here, guys, right now in the last the 8 minutes or so. So might be worth taking a look at. Their daily is pretty crappy here, so you got to be careful. But when they get the volume, they can play very well. Even on some of these days, we have some good opportunities. So maybe this can be the low flow of the day. Again, not great.
They got to deal with the Singapore government. That's what's spiking them this morning.
Okay, excellent. We'll see where that's going to go. 6.4, guys, and we've seen them go up pretty high before, up to 15, right? Had a nice little run here in the last week or two. VRPX, another one that no, this is not great. It's pushing some volume around, but the pre-market action is horrible as far as the charts and the price action, and the daily is pretty bad. So let's not waste no time on that one. PLXP. Not getting any better. Pre-market action does need more volume, guys. Anything under 20 million, you really need to see a great pre-market action, a great daily. You're not seeing that here on this one. Let's move down to TYHT, 3.5 million shares float. This one here right now, it's not, no, it's not great. Only 115,000 shares traded for a stock that's trading, what is that, 3.5 million shares float. That is no good. Horrible pre-market action. Norm, you was not kidding about this list.
Yeah, and another thing I'm going to say about that is be really careful, because so this is a Chinese company. They, I believe, fired their CEO. They're looking for another one, and it was just a few weeks ago that they released something. When you see that spike on the daily back then and the drop, that they released a press release that they have no idea why their stock is trading with such volatility. We've seen that before. You remember Hunt?
Oh, yes, of course.
That went to the T12 halt for 8 months and never came back on the market. Stay away. Hunt doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist anymore, right? Because they had it out here for a while.
Stay the hell away from that. That is scary stuff. You don't want to get even if you don't want to risk getting your capital locked up on that.
Yeah. This is it right here, guys. Thing went from $30 to about 100 in a matter of just not the entire day. This was minutes.
And never reopened.
Yeah, and it never reopened after that. So you don't want to be in that mess there. So yeah, that is POXP, right? PLXP, the one you're referring to. Norm? Which one were you referring to?
It's that TYH.
TYH. Okay. Yep. So again, definitely stand away from that. RSLS, also another one that's been on our list quite a bit. Does not look good at all, guys. They're up 7.8 right now. 652,000 shares traded. This thing has been hot in the past, either last week or the week before. I can't remember, but it didn't really trade that well. So I'm going to stay away from it as well. Wow, nothing good here, guys, so far. EDU this morning. We know about this one. We know about Tau. Again, just be careful with those. They're horrible trading stocks. I stay away from them. TME, what do we have here? TME. I know this was on our list a few days ago.
Tencent Music. These are all the Chinese stocks that have been hit by Chinese regulation. All these that you're looking at right here: EDU, TME, BABA. So I think Tencent might have some music. TME, I'm not a fan of trading it. It doesn't trade very well from what I've seen. But anyway.
Yeah, no, we'll stay away from that one. So here's Baba coming up now, Mike Scanner as well. And then we also had IC. What's going on here. So their daily has been pretty active the last couple of days. But I'm not sure about this one. 79 million shares float. What kind of company is this? We're looking at a biotech company. Yeah, I don't see anything great on this. So we'll skip on that one. All right, let's see what's gapping down. This morning we have MDIA. So MDIA this morning, they're down 22%. Had a big day yesterday. Looks like here, nice pop up all the way from $4 to about 17.
Is that Tyler Perry's new film?
Is Medea, right?
No.
So I don't know what's going on here. It looked like it traded very well, guys. Just looking at the chart here, it looked like it was pretty nice. A couple of halts maybe here. Looks like not sure. So
low float, weak, no shares for short.
Oh, 1.8. I did not see it. I did not recognize how low this flow was. The fund might be over on this, guy. So again, not sure about this one. Man, we are not having a good day today. Let's do something more important. Harry, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate your donation there for $5. This market's just food to itself. Come on, say it. All right, I'll say it just for you for the donation. This market is FU to you right there, as you can see. Yeah. So thank you so much for that, Harry.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your support to the channel as we continue to grow here. So appreciate that. All right, so MD, guys, not looking good. SGOC. This one here, oh man, this is looking worse. We're not getting any better. Down 12%, 1.2 million shares traded. Horrible daily. We do not have shares for sure. Let's move on down. CarV, we know how aggressive CarV can be. It's one of these stocks that, again, it's $553 thousand, not even million, thousand, but it can move very well at times. I've seen Brian and a couple of people that, again, that are very well experienced in trading these type of low flows do okay. I won't touch this, so I'm gonna stay away from it. But again, they can be very explosive right now with a high, very high short interest as well at 27. Could be explosive, guys. Just be careful with this. Mox C this morning not looking good. Pre-market action has 252,000 shares traded, but again, not really a whole lot going on as far as activity. Their daily, it's not great neither. You can see that here with how wide these wicks are on their bodies of their daily candles. Again, just not a great connection there. CHPT and aside from that, also a low float that we looked at in the past that hasn't traded very well, even when they had a better pre-market activity. Was not a clean trader anyway. CHPT, this one is pre-market action is up down, 4.5, 117. We need more volume than this. What is CHPT? Why does this sound familiar? Or charge point? This is one of those charging stations, right? Yeah. I remember they were hot when all the, they were saying they're going to roll out more stations, and that traded well. Could be okay today if we get some volume here. I like their dailies a little more decent, better than what we've seen in this whole morning probably. So, man, if this is the best thing we've seen this morning, we are in trouble. I'm going to ask CHPT as the first one that makes our list, guys, and we've been through almost more than half of this list. AMC, how are we doing? AMC, we're holding on to this level, this new low that we made a couple of days ago, right on there, the 39.33. Could be interesting. They got some volume, maybe trying to find some support here. Let's add AMC here. We do have shares for sure, 1.1 million shares traded. Pre-market action is a little bit all over the place, but we're used to seeing that from AMC. So we got to wait for the market open and see what direction we want to play in today. And if we get some good continuation out of it. Their daily, very nice, guys. Again, down this morning, 3.6, trying to hold to this last area of support since we had this amazing push, right? We had great support right over here. We had a couple. We had, before that, we had this one up here. We held this 55. For quite some time around the 54.80. Then we went down to 50. We tried to hold on to that, fell apart. Now we're holding on to 41.08. Let's see if that can do something. That could be a whole lot of fun. So we'll see where that goes.
Thank you,
man.
Chris.
You guys are making our morning because there's nothing else to watch. And Chris comes in with a $10 bomb. And look at that truck. I wonder if that is your truck, man. We need to get some
badass.
We need to get some high resolution pictures from you. Make sure you send them to carlos@bearboottrades.com. We'd love to see that. But man, thank you again for the super chat. You're definitely making our morning more exciting today. Here's AMC, guys. So we'll put that on deck. Next, we have ASOS. ASOS today, they are not a great pre-market action, guys. A horrible daily. We'll skip on this. Workhorse, please give us something. Workhorse, what do you have here? Ooh, nothing. Horrible pre-market action. Not great volume. Down 2.5. Move on down. BA is gonna.
BA has news. They've got Dreamliner problems, so that was going to be one of the ones if you ever asked what I was interested in, but it finally popped up on the list here. Yeah, they've got some Dreamliner problems.
Oh,
Daniel, wow.
Daniel, you are.
Daniel's back again. Thank you.
Daniel, you are a legend, man. Thank you very much. That truck is dope. No, thank you, Carlos. And known for what you do every single day. I appreciate you, Daniel. Thank you so much for the continued support, as always. Absolutely. All right, guys. We just came out with 3 tickers out of an entire list of gapping up and gapping down. So let's go over, Norm, unless you have any other ones, we'll go over to the chat room. Yes?
I do.
These are, see what we got.
JPM, GS, and space.
JPM. Oh, no, not G. JPM. Here we go. So JPM this morning, we'll add that on here. JPM. What was the second one?
They had earnings this morning. GS, Goldman Sachs.
Goldman Sachs. Here we go. All right, let's throw Goldman Sachs on here. Perfect. And space, right? Space. Let's throw space on our ticker.
Somebody on YouTube says there's a sound problem. Is there a sound problem?
There is. Is there a sound? We'll fix it right away. Usually YouTube is pretty stable. But let us know, guys.
Sounds good to me. I just clicked over there.
Okay, excellent.
Okay.
All right, sounds. You guys are good. No sound
problem.
Thank you. All good. Thank
you
very much. Savage. Thank you for that. Let's make it a trend. You guys are mad today. This is madness. Thank you so much.
Almost
Savage.
buy a drink in Manhattan with how many super chats we've got.
Unbelievable. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. JP Morgan here this morning, looking good, very active. The Goldman Sachs, you said they had news as well, Norm, on Goldman Sachs?
They had earnings out this morning.
All right. So these are more of a banking stocks. They don't trade a whole lot well, but when they do have earnings, they tend to be slightly better. And I like their daily too for a possible breakout here. Space is good. We'll keep taking a look at space here now, guys. They are down 2.1 this morning, so that's going to be interesting. On space.
Man, Nathan. Wow, Carlos, we're going to be able to retire after this morning. This is pretty funny. This has gotten funny.
You guys are not going to let me get through the show here, huh? Pittman coming in with the super chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate you there for that support. The dog is great. Yeah, these pictures are amazing, man. I really appreciate that. And Nathan, thank you. Nathan Conell, thank you for the support. Appreciate you very much. Connell, I appreciate that. So thank you guys for the much love this morning as we move forward here. All right. Okay, excellent, guys. I think I like what we have so far up here.
I do feel like a street performer in the subway, though.
You're going to have to start pulling out that guitar and we'll get a bucket out.
Yeah. No, not doing that. Nobody will do it again if I do that.
Man.
They'll all leave. We'll lose all our subs.
Guys, let's get to our chat. Let's see what you guys have this morning. Fabio starting with Tesla today. Let's start here. I'm only going to pick a few of these because I think we looked at Baba already, but maybe. Tesla looks good. I like their daily on Tesla. Volume is okay. We've seen better, but their daily is interesting for a possible breakout here. I think a lot is going to depend on what happens with the overall market. We'll add Tesla on here. Thinking of Tesla makes me think of NIO. What is NIO up to? They're also down. Well, not down, but just hanging around the previous day close line. This could be interesting. Again, we'll have to see, right? We'll have to see where it goes. We did look at Baba. Let's just take a look at it one more. Actually, we just mentioned that we didn't really look at it. You know, if you like to trade Baba, it could be in play. They're up 2% right now, 250,000 shares traded. They bounced nicely, man, from 198 here, now at 209. So they got a great pop there going on. Yeah, Baba could be very, very interesting. Norm, you doing okay, Norm?
Oh, I'm dying, man. I'm dying.
Oh, man. All right, we got some Jarad. Oh, man. Jarad. What is Jarad?
Jared's egging it on.
Jarad is egging it on. What we have here, $10 from Jarad. How much would it get to coordinate a dance from Carlos and Norm? No, man, that's going to be very
Once
expensive.
again, we're going to lose our subs. Yeah.
That's going to be very expensive. We don't want to do
like
that.
$500. That's like a $500 dance.
Yeah, it's and it might not be that good. You know, and it might not be that good. So we don't want to do that. Mark, thank you very much for your donation. Good morning, fellas. Carlos, I hope your kid's doing better. He is doing much better. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Not just that. And also, guys, there's so much that goes on behind this show, right? We had an issue yesterday, and you had to see Norm just working the back. And you don't see all the stuff that goes on in the back from the moderators. We have, aside from an amazing community of members, we have an amazing mod team, guys. The support that we get from the mods is unbelievable. So a shout out to the members for such a great community, and also the mods as well, guys. So thank you very much. All right, guys, let's get to it. What else we had here? So we had looked at Baba. I think Baba looks pretty good this morning. I think that's worth keep as a possible. I don't like it as much, but it is looking good based on what else we have on this list here. Then heading up, what else we have, guys? Let's take a look here.
Space is shitting the bed again.
Space, yeah, it's crazy how they had not a positive news, but they had something good happen, and they just gapped down right after that flight, whatever, over the weekend. Just doesn't make any sense. All right, so we have Apple. Let's take a look at Apple. I'm probably going to watch Apple. Oh yeah, definitely going to put Apple on the list. That is trading very well, and I know you mentioned earlier, Norm, AMD. Right, you mentioned AMD earlier as well.
Good proxy for the SPY or Qs.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep an eye on those two, guys. Again, I'll get
rid
of
volatility spiking this morning. One of those might. Peter,
you're gonna have to end up dancing, man. I didn't want to go that route, but you're gonna have to end up dancing somehow. It's disappearing. Oh my God, John! Thank you so much for the super chat. $480 left to go for the dance, and Peter, what are you doing, Peter? Why is Peter? Peter, our moderator, is in our chat. I also want to dance. Donating $10. This is getting out of control. All right, guys. Oh man, you guys are amazing.
Thank you all.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, guys. Emran. All right, let's focus in. Let's get into character here. Edmund, as Andrew would say, Edmund this morning. Yeah, this is a good low flow. It tends to be very active at times. It can trade very well. If it gets volume, it can definitely get going here. Right now, their daily is interesting too, guys. I think this could be the low flow of the day. We'll throw that right on there, guys. Edmund looking very, very good this morning for a low flow. Michael, you're giving us Twitter. Let's see what we have here. So Twitter this morning, they are just hanging around the previous day close line. They're in a big consolidation, guys. I had a nice little run up here, just kind of moving sideways at the moment. So just stuck within this consolidation. This could be nice. We need some volume and some direction on it. Maybe a great possible. I just don't think it's going to break out of this consolidation today. It can, but we'll need some good movement out of here. Jesse, let's look at Disney this morning. Disney, what we have going on. I don't see a lot happening right now. Big day yesterday, guys. Hopefully you took advantage of that. Nice breakout here. Man, they're pretty strong. Well, we'll see. Maybe a continuation this morning. Volume is a little bit on the lighter side. I'll add it on here just because such a big day yesterday. Tim, I missed you. You gave us HIPAA here, HEPA. No, I'm concerned with this one. What's the float on this, by the way? What is the float? Float on this? We're looking at 76. So not a low float, but more of a lower price stock. I won't say it's a penny stock, but I'm concerned with the price on this one. I just don't think that the way we trade, I don't think this will be a good fit for us, right? I could be completely wrong, but I just don't like the price action, the daily on this. The volume is also slightly lighter than usual. Today, they're trading what they usually trade for the entire day, so that could make the difference there. I'm just not a fan of it, man. CCL, let's take a look here. Travel company, CCL is, I like their daily, guys. Again, just getting crushed. American Airlines looking the same way as well, hitting some pretty low numbers the last couple of weeks here. And just on a great downtrend. Not great volume at the moment. Could be fun to watch this one hit the scanners. American Airlines is the same way too. Nice drop here and then consolidating. I think these have definitely dropped way too much. They might be some kind of bounce coming up eventually on this one, so we'll see where that goes. So more donations to the dance there. We'll be dancing by the end of the week, I guarantee it. Thank you, Mike, for that. Really appreciate it.
My camera is going to break.
I don't say it's going to be on camera. We'll be dancing, but it might not be on camera. It might not be live. All right, guys. Let's stop here. Let's take over a few over on YouTube. What do we have? Monica, we have Plug. I do like Plug when it is in play. At the moment, only 130,000 shares trade, so a little bit lighter volume. I like their daily holding on to its area support. If it can hold on to that or lose that, that could be fun. But the volume just seems a little bit lighter on Plug, Monica. So I'm going to skip on that one. All right, more stat zone. You're giving us CGC. What do we have here? Volume is light. I see what you're looking at. The daily for a possible breakout. But I got to say, man, the volume is just a little bit lighter than what I would like to see. I'm not sure if this is really in play. If I look at TLRY, yeah, the volume is better on TLRY. I just don't know if they're in play. It looks like the TLRY is trying to consolidate here and stay above something. We'll see where that goes. Emrin, yes, we do have Emrin down here. I think that might be the low flow of the day next to BIL.
Have you looked at Works yet, WRX?
No, I was going to because Homer Simpson over here in YouTube just sent us that. And yeah, this looks like, wow, big day yesterday, guys. Nice pop here. Up today, another 43%. Is this what's the float on this? What's the float on this? Let's take a look here. What do we have as far as the float? We're looking at 7 million. Okay, so it's a low flow stock, 11 million shares traded. Is up 44%. Yeah, I like this. I like this. This is good
for the low float team.
For the low float team, yeah, we're gonna go over that, guys. Low float team for sure. Be very, very. Wait, let me type this right. It is Works as WORX. There we go. Works. There we go. There it is. Kayla, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate the support
Kayla.
Over on the channel. Thank you very, very, very much. All right, guys. So Works is good. We'll keep that on there for the low flow team. And GS, we have Goldman Sachs. That's good. What else, guys? EXPR. Let's take a look there. EXPR this morning. No volume on EXPR. We'll skip on this one. Petra. Petra. We looked at Petra before. They obviously have more than significant volume yesterday. I don't think that's going to continue. They're not a great trading stock. So we had this before. Yeah, I might not watch that one. Neo, I do have Neo here on deck, guys. They're getting good volume. I like the drop below the previous day close line here. Tesla is also looking good as they get below the previous day close line there as well. So I think that's looking very nice. All right, guys, I think we're going to stop here. Let's go to our community events and what's coming up for the rest of this week. Space we looked at, guys. So yeah, if we have enters the back end, we can look at some more for sure over there. So let's go to our community events. We'll come back and fine tune this list.
All right, tonight we've got Thor's How to Read Level 2 webinar. I'm going to guess that'll be one of our biggest attended webinars of all time. 8 p.m. Eastern, be sure to check that out. Thor talking about how you use his level 2 to help better predict where prices are going to go in a trade. Next week, we're going to have our own John Hiltz talking about probabilistic thinking in trading. He is a coach over at PCT. In addition to his duties here, phenomenal educator. Looking forward to that one as well next Tuesday at 8 p.m. All right. And then tomorrow night, Mike, proper psychology for trading webinar. I guess my slides are cut off on the side, but that is next Wednesday at 8 p.m. the normal time tomorrow. And then Nada, our mindfulness coach and expert, will be talking about accepting stress and responding to it. That'll be next week at 8 p.m. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of the day. Should obviously have entries and exits on it so we can see the trade. Put any commentary you can to describe it. Post it on Twitter, tagging at Bearbull Traders, at MikeB_BBT, and at NormBBT, and also use hashtags BBT Family. Day trading and stock market. We'll pick the best one for each day, post it on Twitter, and discuss it in the room. And then all the trades of the day are eligible for trade of the week, which is voted on by the team over the weekend and announced on Monday. If you are watching on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, use the promo code PREMARKET24. It'll get you a discount off the intro membership, which is 7 calendar days, 5 trading days. And the chat does not auto-renew. It just cancels. And you can see if BBT is a good fit for you. It also includes the onboarding classes we do every Monday night live at 8 p.m. Eastern, immediately followed by technology classes. And then the 4th of July sale is technically over, but Andrew's not here, so this slide is still going on. The banner's been pulled from the website. You have to enter the promo code Fireworks40. You can take advantage of that while it's still there.
All right, excellent, guys. Let's get to it. We're just looking at this one, a CLF this morning. So again, a couple of people talking on this one about the chat room. Looks okay, guys. You're getting some activity. Let's see where this goes. I'm going to add it as a possible for now at the moment. All right, guys, let's take a look here. Starting with our main list, CHPT. Again, I like the daily on this one. The pre-market action is okay. It's down 5.1. We do have shares for sure. This could be fun. Let's remind myself, what is the float on this? We are looking at 135 million, so that's not bad. AMC is definitely on our list, guys. Again, looking pretty good here for a possible drop if we start losing some of these levels. So we'll see where that goes. BA looks good, guys. They have some news that's not positive for them. They're down 2.3 with some volume, and BA can trade very well. We've seen it trade so clean here, guys. Here's a JP Morgan looking good, guys, trying to get above that previous day close line. They have news as well. I might take off Goldman Sachs. I like JP Morgan a whole lot better, so I'm going to remove Goldman Sachs. We know that is in play. We'll keep that in mind if we look at our scanners, and I'm sure someone in the community will be watching that, and they can call that out if they see something great happening there. Here is Space this morning. Very, very active pre-market action, guys. 5.2 million, down 2.8. Was down even more this morning, guys. This thing was down all the way to 37. Has recovered nicely here in the pre-market. Trying to get green, was not able to. Got a little bit of a rejection there, coming back to 39.61. We'll see where this goes. Here's Tesla this morning, also very active as well. We do have NEO on here also, both of them trading fairly similar. I'd like to trade NEO better than Tesla, but guys, Tesla is in place. So if you do like that one, keep that one on your list. I'm going to keep NEO here. We'll keep NEO right over there, and then we'll get rid of NEO here in our secondary list. And then we have Apple and AMD. I am going to keep Apple. We'll move AMD to secondary. I think AMD is a good one to watch. But again, I think this is just going to follow whatever the SPY is doing, right? So we'll just keep that in mind. You know, these are the stocks like NVIDIA probably, and some of these other proxies, as Norm mentioned, can be great to an alternative to trading the SPY, right? That's going to be Apple for me this morning. They have great volume. And Apple's spread, man, is always great. I mean, it's never out of control. Even when they're trading at 143 here, they always have a very, very nice spread. In the pre-market, you can barely see it go above, like 5 cents or so. So that's looking pretty nice there. Neo is good. We have a pretty good list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One too many, but that's okay. And then secondary list, we have AMD, which we moved down, which I think is pretty much in play today, or at least a good one to watch. CLF, we have it here. Let's see how that develops in a couple of minutes here. We have Twitter. Here we go. Twitter here as well. This one, it's okay. I'm not sure about this one. Volume is on the lighter side. I do like the consolidation, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna remove it from now. For now, I think it can get better. You guys throw it back out to me if it does. Here is Baba this morning. This is in play. I personally won't be trading it, but if you like Baba, guys, like Tesla, those two, I think they're looking good today. Definitely keep an eye on them. Disney here. I like Disney for a potential continuation. Such a big day yesterday. Not just yesterday, guys. The following days before that, the previous day before that, had a nice little run here. Nothing but green days for Disney. Doing very well. Just getting to, they're stopping obviously at a great level of support and resistance, which is right over here, this 185-ish area. Let's see if they can get back above that, or if we're coming back down to this trend. Looks like Disney does not like to hang out in this area for long, right? Between 178 and 183, they either want to be above it or below it. So we'll see where this goes now. Works, guys, throwing some good volume out there. 12.6 million. We'll keep that as a good low flow there. Enmin, I think, is a good one as well. Has proven in the past to trade very well. BLIN, now we got some good ones. OSAT, now all of these look okay for low flow stocks. Let's fine tune this a little bit later as we get closer to 9:30. All right, let's get some levels in here, guys. CHPT, again, I don't like the pre-market action as much. I do like the daily. I think this is more of a possible. Let's move this down. Now that I'm looking at it a little bit closer, I like the potential on it, but I think it's more of a possible. So let's slam this down here. Let's start with AMC. AMC, guys, we know how explosive this can be. Can be a whole lot of fun, guys. We'll put 40.23 is the low of the pre-market. The high of the pre-market is sitting over at a 40.58. So we'll throw that level there. And then towards the bottom, we do have one on here, 37.92. And then towards the bottom here, we have 35.50. So a couple of levels towards the bottom there for support. And then towards the top, you have plenty, guys. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. And the previous day close, slamming right on there, looking pretty good here on AMC. All right, here's BA this morning. So BA down a little bit, 2% right now. A low of the pre-market is all the way down at 232.31. So we'll throw a level there. I do like BA, guys. It can trade very, very well. Here, 226 is another level there towards the bottom on the daily. We know they had some positive news about tests of their 737 MAX in China. You guys remember that? Norm mentioned that when we saw it here. And then from there, we're getting some more bad news here and some other stuff. So now this is coming down. They're not good for them. So we'll see where this goes. As on a bigger range here, bigger scope, we do have highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. That's taking care of you there. So nothing to do at that point. And then towards the bottom, this level here, this low of the pre-market, look how great that level is. Look how nice. This is not a coincidence, guys. You're getting tons of support here. Look at the support you're getting there. We finally break down and we break down to the next level. That is 226.44, right? So even when this not so great daily, you still got a couple of areas where you clearly have some support and resistance happening right on here. And we'll throw another level, obviously, down here as well at 220. So we'll see how BA trades this morning. We got some pretty good levels. This is great volume, by the way, for BA, guys, 457. Remember, this is a nicey stock, and they typically do not get this much volume in the pre-market, but BA does trade very decent when it is in play. And today, I think BA is definitely in play. Here's JP Morgan. They have news, earnings, I believe Nor mentioned. This morning, they are 379, so that's looking good on the volume. They're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days and the previous day close. You can mark down the pre-market high right over here at a 158.33, but the previous day close line is what you're really looking at here this morning. So low of the pre-market as well is down here at 155.11, so we can slam a level there also. I would love for this to get back into the green and get going. We got a lot of open space up here, well, with less area of resistance, so that's good. The next level we have here is 160.29, so that's nice there. And then above that, the next level is probably going to be 162, right? 162, we got a nice level there as well. A couple of days using that support and resistance, 162 25. So that's JP Morgan. I like this one this morning. Great pre-market action. Again, another one that is sitting on the New York Stock Exchange. They normally do not get great volume. So when you see something like this, especially a JP Morgan with 380 already, this is great volume. This is great pre-market activity. Here's Space. Space is just wild. Let's get rid of some of these older levels that we have here since we're kind of heading in the opposite direction. We'll clean up this chart a little bit. There it is. Low of the pre-market, 36.82. We'll slam it there. And then below that, we got a nice tight consolidation happening here between 36.78 and 34.55. You can see that we went a couple of, 2 or 3 weeks just slamming back and forth here. Eventually, we had to break out. So these two levels are going to put a lot of weight on. Hence the reason why today your pre-market low is at 36.78. Not a coincidence. It's right over here, an area of great resistance for this stock. And then you have the support right below that. So we got plenty of levels there. If we do decide to go north and into the green territory, we do have 43.05, a great area of support right on here, guys. You can see that that was support. We had this abnormal type of consolidation here, just trying to figure out what's the next step. And then obviously we broke down yesterday here when they had a positive flight and they just break down. So kind of like sell the, not the news, but kind of sell the event type thing. You see that right on there. Let's see what happens today. Great volume, guys. 5.5 million shares traded right now, looking very good. Here is Apple. Apple is just fun to watch. It's been incredible, hitting the all-time highs at 146 something yesterday. A low of the pre-market 143.39, and I think that's all you need, right? Well, maybe you can mark down the high of the pre-market as well, sitting at 145 on the dot. That's going to be a major level. Obviously, it's a whole dollar. It's a high of a pre-market, and you're a dollar away from from the pre-market, from the all-time highs on Apple. So that's looking good. Pre-market action 1.2, guys. Amazing volume. And you're surrounded by levels here. Highs and lows of the last 2 trading days are taking care of you. If we do lose this low from 2 days ago, that would have been Friday. We do have an area right around, I like this one here, right around 141. Again, you can do the wick here, but I think this one, you have a 2 days opening, closing right around there. I think that's going to be an important thing. You also have a moving average there as well at 141.82. Right, here's NEO, less than usual volume. There are only at 600,000 by now. You're getting insane volume from them, but 600 is not bad. Low of the pre-market 45.58. You're stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days right now. So you're kind of right in the smack in the middle of it, below the previous day close. You got tons of levels on NEO, guys. I don't think you need to add anything else. Just leave it the way it is. If we do start breaking out of this great resistance area here at 47, we can add some levels here as we go up, or if we break down from this low, you can add this one here, 42.71. But for the most part, let's do it now, 42.71, and we'll add this one here just in case, 48.55. But right now you got a pretty good daily from the last 2 trading days. Good pre-market action right now, down almost 1%. We'll see where NEO wants to go today. And if you like Tesla, Tesla's also looking pretty good. You might want to keep an eye on that. Darko, how can we tell the volume is great? Well, you know what? On a stock like NEO, we've been trading it for so long that if you see 250,000 on NEO, it's not great volume, right? For NEO. Look at their daily too. Their daily, you're hitting almost, what is this, 80 million a day, right? So they're a very heavily traded stock, right? Maybe a little bit less down here. You're looking at 50 million. Now, if you see 250 like a stock, I don't know, Bank of America, a JP Morgan, 250,000 the pre-market, that's a lot of volume because that stock in the pre-market doesn't trade that type of volume, right? So it depends on the stock. Same thing with Apple, right? Apple, if you look at their daily volume, you're hitting 68 million. So when you see, if you see 300,000 in Apple, it's okay. It's not great. Now, if you see 1.2, like you're saying now, that's great volume in Apple, right? So it also depends on the stock, but you really want to see something above 100,000, right? But once you start learning the ticker a little bit more and the type of volume they get, you can tell what's good volume and what's not. AMD right here, this is great volume, 280. That's good volume for AMD, right? They're not trading 80 million shares a day, right? They're doing more like 30 million, right? So 200, 250, 300 is good volume for AMD. All right. Yeah, exactly. But just as if you want to just have something firm, you want to see over 100,000, at least over 100,000. So when we see something under 100,000, we completely bypass it. All right, guys, that is what we have so far. Let's take a look at our low flow stock, see what looks good here. We have WorkX kind of dripping down, staying below the VWAP. So we have to wait for this to come above if we want to trade this long. So that's not my favorite right now. Enron, I like Enron's pop here. It's got to hold here and continue to push towards that high of the pre-market. BLIN also consolidating. This is really good. You got the pop here, but it's got to hold here, right? If it can hold here and start testing the pre-market highs, it's going to be good. And then OSAS is kind of on a nice uptrend here as well. So it's got to hold above the VWAP. So I think all of these have potential, guys. Just be very, very, very careful. I'm going to keep them on here because some of them are just borderline right now. WorkX, though, is not looking too good. They're continuing they're just in a nice downtrend right now. So that's not looking great. But there could be some potential here if things level off and they find some support as they move forward. All right, guys. What do we have here? I think we are going live this morning on YouTube. We should definitely go live on YouTube for all the support that we got this morning. So we will get Brian and I believe Thor to get ready to go here as we move forward. So make sure you hit that thumbs up, guys. Appreciate everyone for their much appreciated support this morning with either super chat. And again, if you cannot donate, that is okay. We appreciate you too for being on with us this morning live and hitting that thumbs up button. We appreciate you just as much. So thank you so much for that. With that said, guys, I think we're pretty much good to go. Let's look at one last thing here, which is our moderators lineup. Let's bring this up as Brian and Thor get fired up here and ready to go. Let me just resize this. Let's get this out of the way and let's bring this right on in here. Here we go. There it is. Let's see what our moderators are watching today. Looking forward to this. Let's start with, who do we have here? Scroll to the top. We have Eamon, FSLY, QS, Rocket Mortgage, RKT, GM, NKLA, and Oracle. Mike is looking at JP Morgan, GS, and PayPal. Peter, IPOs for today, UNCI, and a SPAC, ARYE. Tiffany's looking at BA, Tesla. Secondary list Baba and Apple. Jarad is looking at the banks, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. Bitcoin Place today is looking at ETF, UU up. Is that an ETF for Bitcoin? And then we have Enron and BA also on his list. Peter's looking at Apple, AMD, and Space. Secondary list Goldman Sachs, Bank of America. I'm sorry, not Bank of America. Boeing, BA, CHPT, and OSAT is a low float. We'll have to see how that's going to play out today. Dima is looking at Apple, Neo, Space, Enron. And John likes mRNA, Disney, and Baba and Tesla this morning. Thor is looking at Space, Neo, Apple, Tesla, CCL, BA, and Microsoft. And Brian is coming in with his list: BLIN, BA, AMC, Apple, JD, and OSAT as well. So again, we got a pretty okay list this morning. I think again, the key thing is going to be you got to be very, very patient this morning, right? That is key as we move forward today. All right, let's check over here. Wait for our trading buddies to hop on and we will get going. So again, guys, thank you so much. If you haven't done so already over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. It does mean a lot to us here and it supports the channel quite a bit. And thank you everyone as I get ready to transition for your donations today over on YouTube. Thank you so much for your continued support. Good morning, Brian. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing well. I'm just selling OSAT.
Oh, nice.
Got this move when it started to break out here. So I'm done for the day. Have a great day, everybody.
All right, perfect.
And,
I'll cut your feet
to you
now
later.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Good, man. So glad. Excellent trade there. Beautiful, beautiful. Anyone trading OSAT in the pre-market over in our community? Hopefully you guys are, and hopefully you made out good as well. It's just a beautiful pop, guys. This thing been trending nicely, Brian, here. There's great volume too, 17.
Yeah, the volume just started to spike there. But just be careful as we get close to the open. These things tend to pop and then drop going into the open. So we'll see what happens here.
Agree 100%.
Nice, Radic. All right.
We're going to...
Good one.
All right, a lot of people in the chat room, in the community traded this one. So nice, guys.
Yeah, the volume really picked up on it. So I suspect as we get closer to the open, it'll drop a little bit.
Very nice, very nice.
So kind of a no reaction on JP Morgan after their earnings, which is kind of what I figured, but Goldman Sachs up a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. We have Goldman Sachs. We also have JP Morgan as well. They're up. Well, they were in the red, but they actually climbed out pretty good the last couple of minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see here. What's on your list this morning?
I have AMC, BA, JP Morgan, Space, and Apple and Neo. So I have those for today. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I see you have JD. Let's see JD.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, when I look up at the my bigger watch list here, lots of red on the screen, but there's a little green section here, and it's all the Chinese stocks like Alibaba, Baidu, JD. We've got the gold miners just marginally in the green. And CGC, the pot stock, because there's some, I don't know if some of the pot stocks are up today.
Yeah, they're slightly up. I see CGC, someone mentioned it earlier. This one's up 2.8 today. Not much volume right now, but not sure there's anything going on. There could be, because they don't move a whole lot nowadays. So
no, Tilray's up a little bit here too, I see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, AMC. I was actually gonna sell some calls on AMC, just sort of basically a short play on AMC, because I was just looking at the daily yesterday. I didn't do it. I wish I had, but whatever. What else is going on here? Our buddy Seacock that we played yesterday is not looking good today. Space down a little bit here. I don't really like second day plays. Like we had such a nice move on Space yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't really like taking second day plays. Tilray is still going up here. It's interesting. I'd watch for a pop on AMC at the open, and short it on a pop.
AMC. Yeah, very, very active.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna hop on. Thor should be logging on any minute. There he is. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and I will see you in the morning. We'll be in the chat room. Take care, guys.
Hey, good morning, Brian.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
So you're already getting your OSAT on a bit this morning?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice play through 12.
We're just going to shut this thing down and call it a day then, since we've already made money. Is that what's going on?
Exactly. That was what I was saying. Just ready to call it a day. Still,
I did one little pre-market trade on Space, and it had a nice little drop from $40 down to $39, but I'm all out of it now, just because it actually looks like it's holding in this level really well. It dropped a lot yesterday, so I'm kind of with you. Today it's going to be an interesting day with Space. Maybe we get a nice turn on it, but maybe it just chops all day. Second day plays can be a little sketchy that way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got 7 minutes to the open. So I didn't hear what happened with the CPI number. Was it what was it?
I didn't see
anybody hear that.
I was working on finishing my webinar while everyone was talking this morning, making some updates.
0.9%.
Inflation came in hot.
Okay. See, the dollar's up, I see, quite a bit. dollar strength today. But I thought I read something about the yields pretty much holding steady. What's TLT doing? It's just up a little bit, which means yields are down a hair. It's popping a bit. All right. Okay, well, OSAT still is looking like it's going to be in play here for sure. We'll see what it does at the open.
Space has got a lot of volume coming into it already. Getting back into $40. Hard to tell what it's doing here, though, because really all of the liquidity seems to be to the downside. But we have a high short interest, so maybe we got some people squeezing this, helping squeeze this thing a little bit this morning. It's pretty balanced. Thanks, Mark. For anyone who wants to see what space looks like on Bookmap, Mark posted a copy of it on there. Actually, it looks like it has a lot of everything. It's got a really big liquidity level. We're sitting at like near $39, and it looks like we keep bouncing off of that. After that, I mean, we've got plenty of downside. We've also got a lot of top side. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Oh, cool. What was going on with OSAT? Orbsat Corp? $781,000 shares. Always fun when a stock does its entire float every few minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we got 3.5 minutes to the open. I'm just going to grab some water here. I'll be back in a second.
Right on. JPM. Very lackluster. I always seem to have a little bit of difficulty trading like Bank of America or JPM or any of these. Today, I find the SPY in a really interesting place today. We've already, I mean, we trended up all day yesterday, made a nice little rally, but today we find ourselves already down near S4, and we've actually rallied in the pre-market now back up to around S3. But if we go weak here at the open, especially with some of the inflation numbers, you know, we could trend down today just depending on where we open. But if we open hold, might be nice long at S3 for a good trend run. So it's gonna. I have one of the. I have a feeling today it's going to be another one of those days where the market's going to need to absorb some of the information for like the first half hour. So I mean, if you've got something in Catalyst, certainly you can play that early. But if you have something that's just correlating, you know, a stock that's just kind of moving with the ETFs, that's probably going to be pretty choppy the first half hour, maybe an hour, while the market kind of figures out what it wants to do, and then maybe we trend for a while. But I have kind of choppy feels today.
Yeah, so I think too.
All right, we're coming into the
Oh, here we
1 minute
go.
warning here.
OSAT's still going here. It's popping. It's getting a little crazy. Watch for a pullback
Oh,
at the
that's
open.
high volume at 1250 like that. That could be interesting on OSAT.
Yeah.
Julian, let's go. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, just, if you're playing one of these ones that have more catalysts, that's definitely going to work. But otherwise, just try not to rush anything too much today. You don't want to get chopped out in the first few minutes and then have to be a spectator all day.
Yeah.
Level 2 is looking pretty heavy to the downside on OSAT right now as well. Maybe a tiny squeeze at the open, and then this thing slams a bit when people start profit taking. But I don't know. It's buying
We'll
up
see.
strong.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Pow going through 13 maybe. Oh, pulling back. A bit of I got some long. I got long again here. 1255 filled.
Oh, I got no shorts in OSAT.
So might try. It's gonna. It might drop a bit here. Keep my share
Looks
size
like
small
it.
right now. Yeah.
No
Lin is
shares for
dropping
sure.
hard. AMC popping. All right, here we go. Here we go. Ah, yes, here we go. Selling some here, 1321.
Does he, Gene? That's funny. The Benzinga guy actually says ding ding. All right, I'm long space.
Whew, big drop. So I just sold
Partial.
some more here.
Partial. There we go. Yeah.
Nice, nice. I'm all out of OSAT. Sold the rest.
Partial. Ha. That was a nice quick dollar rip on space.
I don't even have. Oh yeah,
I
I do have
grabbed that
space.
right at $40.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's right.
Used
back up
previous
to,
day's level as
Yep.
my stopping point. That was nice.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, the other thing about space too is it is heavily shorted. So
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Short interest is huge.
Gonna get some funky price action for sure.
Come on, hold up here. Don't come down to 40 and wick me out. I already took a lot off, so I'm in a really good spot right now. I need this thing to hold pre-market high though. Looks like it wants to slam though.
OSAT dropping. Wow, Apple's ripping. Apple is just ripping here.
All right, I'm out the rest of space back at $40. That was great. Now it looks like it's going to go weak. Awesome. I might be done for the day. That was just a great pop.
Yeah, that was a nice move. Oh, JD's popping up here.
All right.
Just got along some JD here. It's through 75. Here we go. Some stuff's greening up here. Just going to sell some here. All right. It's got fill 75.15. Selling, just selling some more here, 75.33. Ooh, okay. Here we go. That's it, JD. That's the way we do it.
That's the way.
That's the way we do it. Play the guitar on your MTV. Yeah, Tilray. What's CGC doing? It's up, still staying. I had an inclination to throw Tilray up at the last minute, and I didn't. Nice move on Tilray. Nice pop there. Okay, let's see if we can get through 76 on JD. Looks like space is heading down to maybe low of the pre-market.
Yeah, I stopped trading space after that that grab. I don't feel like giving it any of its money back.
I was almost tempted to. When you were getting out of it, I was tempted to take it short.
Yeah.
Right at the yesterday's close. I knew it. You knew there was going to be probably some resistance at yesterday's close for sure.
Yeah, I grabbed the pop right off the 2-minute candle, and it was just so slick. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to mess this beautiful picture up by trying another trade on it.
Yeah. Oh, there goes OSAT's warming up again.
Nice, TLRY is going. Yeah, OSAT has paused.
Yeah, OSAT paused. I didn't get it. I wish I'd have gotten into that.
If you happen to be in the pause right now or the halt, depending, technically they call them pauses on the way up and halts on the way down. They're all the same thing. One thing I'm noticing on OSAT is that the ladder to the top side on the level 2 is very, very spread, but definitely full, lots of orders. So one thing you may want to try and do, which I do in these instances, is go ahead and put some orders out at like $15. Or at $14.90, for instance, in front of the large orders that are at 15. And what happens is often when these low floats open, they open in such extreme volatility that they'll basically blast the entire order book when they open. So if you've got orders up at 15, it'll just wick up and snap you like so fast. Yeah. And it can be kind of terrifying when it happens, but kind of fun too. So it doesn't hurt just to throw the orders up there. And then if it opens and goes weak, obviously you just take the order off and close your position out. But it can be fun. Take advantage of the snap.
Yeah, totally. Totally agree with you. Because sometimes that'll happen so fast that you'll miss it.
Exactly. That's why I like to put them out there ahead of time, because it's so fast. You'll get the wick and then it'll come back down. You're like, oh no, I could have made all that money.
So JD is bouncing off the 9 moving average right now. It's pretty close to where I got in, so I'm not going to let it drop much from here. If it goes below the 9 moving average again, I'll get out. But that's quite the red candle on that last move lower. It's a pretty big red candle for an ABCD pattern. Space is selling off. It's going to be tough to trade. BA was a nice rising devil trade. I don't know if anybody caught that. I saw a few
I was
traders
thinking
had
about
BA.
watching BA because I know they
Yeah.
lowered their production numbers last night,
Yeah.
so I was thinking they might be weak today.
Yeah, I thought Tiffany had it, was on her watch list. Hopefully she took a short on that.
Yeah, exactly, Kyle. I forget what they said they're doing. They're going to lower production down to like only a few planes or something like that while they've continued to
Nice.
sort out their ongoing 737 issues.
Nice, Tiffany, way to go.
What'd you get, Tiff?
She got into Boeing on that
Oh,
initial
nice.
pop at the yeah. You could see it broke down right at that sort of 232 level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very nice.
Ooh, nice, Franco.
Can't watch them all. So JD's sort of crawling back up here. It's right at the VWAP. So just keeping an eye on that one. There we go, back above 75. It might be done, you know. Oh yeah, look at BBBY.
Big orders on BA stepping out at 230. Looks like the shorts are really involved in this one right now, which is good. Should help you out. Boom, right down to it.
Wow. Okay, so BA, that was one of my regrets of the day, missing that. So we're open on OSAT.
Romo.
Here we go. Yeah, I got the big Romo going.
Pow, you see that? When it opened, look how that whipped all the way up to 1475 in a heartbeat.
Yeah. It's going. Just gonna go. It's probably gonna pop again here. Here we go.
Romo Irvin is regret of missing out. Everyone always says FOMO, which is like a fear of missing out. We don't really have a fear of missing out because Brian and I have been doing this long enough now that we know there's opportunities all day on multiple tickers every day. But every now and again, you see a ticker and you're just like, gosh, I wish I had had a piece of that because I would have managed it so well and I would have made so much money on this thing. So you just kind of regret missing out on it. So a little Romo, right? All right, we're going to halt to the downside on OSAT. So just for anyone who's watching this OSAT, I just want to talk about, notice where the price went to, 1484, right? When I was talking before, I was saying, go ahead and put your limit order out there and throw it out under the big orders at 15, somewhere near 1475, 1480, right? And notice, as soon as we opened, we threw indecision, wicked right up into those orders, and then just tanked and went the other direction. Right. So and those can be really hard to precisely time those. So if you just go ahead and throw the limit order out there, which I actually learned that trick from Brian. So I'm teaching something Brian taught me. But it's a really fun way to take advantage with no additional risk, but just to make sure you get a good partial on these things. So it's just a timing thing with these. You got to remember market maker function and the order book and how it works. There's only so many orders out there. And in this instance, we've got a really low float, right? So if you put your orders out there, there's a really good chance it's going to come and get them. Woo! Wild ride. One candle from pause to, or two candles from pause to halt.
Yeah,
That's
usually
amazing.
you're good through the second halt. This pulled back. MRIN seems to be in play here. It's popping up. Going through high of day. Order flow just isn't quite as good as it has been on OSAT. Probably going to get out of the rest of JD here. Just still holding the 9 moving average. Actually, I'll stay with it for the rest of my position. See if we can get a bit more of a move here.
Man, Apple having a good day, huh?
Yeah, Apple's ripping. Look at it go. Wow. Looks like Boeing may have some more downside here. It looks like it's just trying to hold on to this 230 level. The 9 moving average is at 231. So be watching that. See if it rejects from there.
Apple's just running right up the ladder, which has been really nice. It just gave me some really good screenshots for tonight.
Yeah, look at it go. Wow, it's still going. Wow, that was a nice little breakout by an Apple. Broke through the yesterday's close. It pulled back right to the VWAP and then and the 9 moving average, and then ripped higher from there.
Yeah, I mean, like a textbook low volume retest of the averages and VWAP, and then right back above the 9, new high. Definitely could have played that.
Totally,
Apple, really, I mean, looking at the daily, I mean, this thing's basically been a straight bull since June. I mean, it is just charging up. I mean, it's parabolic on the daily right now. It's inclining so aggressively. I guess I just really haven't been watching it that intently, but it's amazing.
All right, well, JD's looking good here.
I mean, Apple's ladder to the top side mark right now is just gorgeous. I mean, this thing might break out today. It might just keep running. I mean, it's above R4 now. It could back test here, consolidate under 46 for a minute, and keep on going. Pow.
Yeah, OSAT's open again. Yeah, 146.30 is yesterday's high.
Keep it green, Chris. Good job, brother. Some of us got to work for a real job. Get that money, brother. I mean, not me.
Not you, no. So I'm gonna shave some more JD off here. 75.33. So just because we're back up near high of day. SPY's coming back up. Looks like it's going to go green on the day. The Qs already have. Still holding. I'm still the only position I have right now is JD. Wow, BA came bouncing back up to the VWAP. Tilray had a nice run up this morning. Yeah, definitely some decent opportunities this morning.
Oh yeah, for sure. I have to admit, I'm much happier with today. It's we say this almost every day. It feels like, which is you just never really know what to expect from the market. It's it just you never know. So today I was thinking it was going to be a sleep kind of day. I didn't see anything. Looked like it was really setting out, and then in a few minutes just had some incredibly great movers. I mean, Apple, Space. You got OSAT, TLRY, BA. I mean, Neo. Everything's running around. So plenty of volatility to play today.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't when I started looking at stuff, I wasn't too impressed, but yeah, no, there was definitely some good opportunities here. BA, nice rejection from the VWAP there. Again, it may this could be a double bottom here on BA.
Mm. Mark, Apple is starting to build to the downside at like 145.70. Some short, oh, there they are. Some shorts are starting to get involved a little bit on it now, but I don't know if it's quite ready yet. It still has so much ladder to the top side. It's almost hard to short it. We haven't had a large volume spike as well, so without the exhausting volume, I just don't know if we're done moving up yet.
I'm all out of JD.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure that it's got any more upside here. So no positions for me right now.
Yeah, same here. Actually, I'm done trading. I'm gonna answer questions, and I'm working on my L2 presentation right now, getting screenshots. So I'm done. I had such a really nice pop on Space, better than I expected. So I broke my goal on that trade, and I'm just gonna take it.
Nice. Yeah, nice pop up at the open. And now it's just been leaking off. It's probably going to use that 9 moving average as a resistance. And it looks like Apple's going to try to break here.
Yeah, the ladder is so well developed to the top side.
Yeah. Blend is
Jodio.
breaking out here.
Inflation, just more money to buy more stonks. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, did Blend get halted? I think it did. Nope. We're going through, maybe going to 10 here. I'm long, Blend, 66. Seems where everyone's playing now. Big ask. Here we go through 10. Come on, give it to me, baby. Selling some here. Selling more here.
Yeah, Apple just made a new all-time high.
Well, right through yesterday's high.
Good call, DC. Let's see what it does with it. If there's going to be a rejection point, this will be it. Because the algos will start triggering at the all-time high. And you can see the algos are coming in on the time and sales right now, too. Lots of 146.1901, 1899, 1801. Whenever you start seeing 4 and 5 decimal places, you know you're getting into algo territory because no human being is going to take the time to type that many numbers in.
Yeah, that's for sure. So I'm out of Blend right now. I'm all out of Blend. No more Blend. Nice little pop on that one. SPY is looking like it's going to go red or green here. Say Space came back up to the VWAP. Wow, Apple is so strong here. Yeah. BA looks like it's put in a double bottom or a higher low. If you want to, whatever you want to call it. It's going to retest the VWAP again. Oh, JD is breaking out. Here goes Blend again. Oh, everybody's abandoned OSAT for Blend. Yes, what's Space doing? Space come right back up to the VWAP too. Yeah, it's trading a little funky. Although it did put in a double bottom as well. Second bottom was at 950. Must be some news on the pot stocks because they're all seems to be popping up here.
Let's find out.
Space is breaking out here. It's breaking through the view app. Looks like it wants to go higher. It's got previous day close and previous day low right sort of sitting there right now.
I think Apple's probably going to keep running maybe to 47. We got a lot of orders at 47. Maybe it tries and exhausts itself there for a little bit. But 147 still looking pretty stout. I mean, we've got plenty of ladder above that. I mean, 150 has a ton of liquidity at it. So this thing's got nothing but upside in it. Just question is, how long is it going to take to get there?
JD is going through 76 here, I'm pretty sure. Some big ask at 2076. Yeah, I don't know.
On a straight run too.
Yeah. Qs have been on a tear, just taking off here. Here goes JD. It's gonna go through 76. So close.
Well, good sir, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it for the day. I'm going to work on getting some stuff put together for my presentation. Everyone, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about reading the level 2, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be doing around an hour presentation on it, on reading it. So it should be pretty good time. So if you guys want to come by, hang out with me, we'll talk L2, goes through some different things. There's kind of some earlier things that we often learn on this, and I want to kind of kick some of that out, some of the old thoughts that we have on how L2 works, and then we'll have some fun with it otherwise. But I'll look forward to seeing everybody there again. I'll probably open doors at like a quarter till 7:45, so everyone can get in, get comfortable, and then we'll kick this thing off. Try and blow a few minds tonight on level 2 reading. See what happens. So see everyone there. Good sir, Brian. A pleasure as always.
All right, man. Thank you. Have a great rest of the morning. And members, do check that out. Thor's webinars are always very informative. And JD, we got a nice little move right up to 76 there. A little bit of a scalp on that. . Komal, what did you do? Nice trade on Apple. Nice. Oh yeah, you got. Did you? Yeah, nice trade on that VWAP break. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we'll just maybe OSAT. We're going to watch some of these because they usually do a bit of a consolidation and then maybe do another run here. So we'll see what OSAT does here. Looks like it's kind of trolled the 1130-ish level. Apple's kind of run out of steam, I think, here at this previous day high. I'll take a little bit of an entry here on OSAT at 1170. Just to kind of see if we get another pop on this. Might just timing might have to wait it out a bit, but we'll see see if we can get another pop on it again. And just small size on this one, on this trade. Oh, here we go. Nice little pop up here. Let's sell some at 12.16. Just hold the rest. Let's just see see if we can get another nice little move here on this. Volume should be coming back into it right now. Here we go. Here we go. Just going to sell some more here at 33, 12.39 filled. How's Emrin doing? Emrin looks like it's selling off here. And just staying with OSAT right now. Sticking with OSAT here. See what it does. Yeah, look at Apple. Apple really just got tired right up at that previous day close. Previous day high, I should say. And we're getting a bit of a sell-off. Watch for a 920 trade on this, although the 20 is really really far away from the 9 here on this apple. Okay, I'm not see where OSAT goes here. It's the volume feels like it's kind of dropping off here. We see if we get another push. Love to see it get it back to 13. Right now, it's just holding the VWAP. Okay, I'm going to get out of OSAT here. Just didn't feel like there was any follow through coming here. I could be wrong, but we'll keep the profits in the bank here. Still could go higher. It just doesn't feel like I've got an edge here right now. So all right. Well, maybe it is going to go. Yeah, there's the 13. Just felt like it was going to roll over there for a second. I just didn't want to get caught in a flush there. It's funny how this happened to CA or SGOC yesterday. We had that big pop up, although we had a bit better of a run at the open. But then after it pulled back and did a halt on the way down, kind of consolidated for a while and then perked up again. So that was kind of that same play on OSAT. Kind of just you get that initial pop, then you get a pullback and sort of a period of consolidation, and then the buyers step back in again. Neo. Yeah, it could be. It's sitting right on a support level. It feels like it wants to drop, but it could be. This isn't the place you'd short it. This is probably a place you'd go long on it with a tight stop. I should have gone long on that. That was a nice call out there. Just some consolidation on the 2-minute chart on OSAT. I mean, it was a bit of a risk, but it seemed to be holding this 50 moving average. It kind of did a bit of a flush there and then kind of came back, and then it seemed like it was just holding around 1150, 1160. So I just took an entry on it with a relatively tight stop and in a smaller size. Tesla double bottom. Well, definitely Tesla's been trying to hold this 678, 679 level. It's pretty choppy. Qs are going higher. SPY is again just trying to push through, push into the green here. Apple's right back up at a daily high. And Neo did try to break out of that 9 moving average, but it just rolled over again. Still looking weak, Neo. I'm not seeing anything I'm really crazy about trading right now. AMC is still looking weak. Yeah, a lot of volume came into Apple on that last push higher. Baidu's breaking out. Let's take a look at Baidu. Wow, Amazon. Yeah, Amazon's up 40 plus bucks today, right? 1.2%. So we're getting some buying on gold and silver today, GDX, GDXJ. The dollar's been dropping since the open. Maybe it's time to start looking at getting back into some gold and silver trades here. I'm going to short some AMC here. Just looking really weak. I'm just keeping it small again because it's kind of late in the trading session here. Short 39.53. All right. Wow, JD's breaking out. All the Chinese stocks are strong today. KWeb's the Chinese internet. So it seems like we got money rotating back in there. Whew. AMC is looking a little bit. I think people are kind of. I think the apes are kind of starting to decide it's not worth holding. Took quite a while. Yeah. Sometimes it's they just put the because it's so volatile. If a stock's super volatile, the brokerages will put high margin requirements on it. You have to remember the brokers are taking a bit of a risk, loaning you money. And so when they look at volatility of different stocks, and that's obviously going to impact what they view as the risk of the loan, right? So if they look at a stock that's been super volatile, they'll just decide that they want a higher margin. It's kind of like just getting a loan from a bank or your credit card. They look at your credit rating, and they look at what you want to borrow the money for. If you're borrowing some money for something that's super risky, they may not want to loan you as much. Just added a bit to that short position on AMC. I'm going to see if it can break 39 here. Yeah, Microsoft. Microsoft is just going to the moon. Might get squeezed out of AMC here. It's going to maybe go through the 9 moving average. We'll see if it gets through the 20. Yeah, it's just this is a short squeeze for sure. Okay. Yeah, guys. So everyone out on YouTube, thanks for joining us today. Always appreciate the likes and thumbs up. So hope everybody had a good trading day today out there. I'm just going to cover this AMC on this pullback just because I figure it's just going to maybe squeeze more here. Anyway, yeah, have a good rest of the morning, everyone. Again, thanks for joining us on YouTube. We're going to drop off now, so have a good one, everyone. Good morning, good day, and hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow.